and the Town. Sponsored by Manscaped.
Hello and welcome to O and the Town. I'm Luke Gregory and here's what's coming up today. A late fight back wasn't enough at the Hawthorns as Luton lose 3-2 away at West Brom. Today we discuss why it went so wrong at the Hawthorns. Was this a bit of a wake-up call for the club? Because we've been raving about them in the podcast in the last few weeks. Maybe now this is the wake-up call we all needed. We discuss Elijah Adebayo. Why did he struggle to get into the game at the weekend? And is it just the case of this guy's still raw and young and he's going to grow and get much better? That is... Dave just turned down my mic, lovely. That is what we're going to be discussing today. And I'm with Dave and I'm with Bataro. Evening, boys. How are you?
Evening.
Good evening. How are we? All good?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good.
Mostly good.
Bataro, you weren't at the game at the weekend, but you've watched it back, so you've got a bit of an opinion today.
Yes, I watched the full game replay today.
Yeah.
At work, as always. Not wasting my own time, as you do. But no, just...
I think the whole weekend was a bit. I mean, it was a great trip away. It was great to be away with all those fans and everybody that was there.
I'm surprised we didn't sell out. Not going to lie.
Yeah, but we had a good following, a vocal following, and just sad that the first part of the football didn't really match up to that.
Well, let's get some 3-word views of West Brom 3, Luton 2. Andy says never gave up. Daz says great second half. Phil, makeshift defence. Helen says great last 30 minutes. Although 30 minutes is all one, so it counts as a 3-word. Lee says need centre-backs back. Benji said atmosphere was mad. Robbie and many others said hope Clark's okay. Look, that first half was atrocious, wasn't it? I tweeted from my own account saying, my God, that first half was awful. It just wasn't us, was it, from recent weeks or even last weekend?
It was different to last weekend, for definite. I think we shot ourselves in the foot quite early, didn't we? That's the problem. And maybe we just showed West Brom too much respect because, you know, they're just relegated from the Premier League. And, I think we gave them too much.
To be honest, what I saw of it, like I said, I only watched the replay. Obviously, I weren't there. I didn't have the emotion of it, obviously, firsthand. But, excuse me. What I will say is, especially the first half, first hour, 70 minutes, whatever it was, everyone was just standing off, weren't they? No one really got stuck in, everyone dropped deep. It was almost like you say, Dave, there's too much respect.
Yeah.
Just peeling off them too much, just saying, do you know what, boys, you just play in front of us or whatever else, but you know what I mean, it's not going to happen, especially against a team like that. They've got too much quality in depth. I mean, West Brom.
I just think we didn't give up. Absolutely didn't give up, but the first part was disappointing, and we were so excited about being there, and we thought this was going to show what level we're at. I thought at the time, but there must be something we can take from the game.
Well, Mark says positives to take, and I guess the main thing you can take is that there was a bit of fight, and we kind of didn't give up. And to be honest, maybe if we did have an extra 5 minutes, I know we had 16 plus at 90, but if we had, I don't know, if we had an extra 5, we may have had a chance to make it 3-3. But
I think there was another opportunity. If there's a little bit more time in that game, we would have taken it. I think we had them on the back foot for the last 20 minutes, especially when we first scored. Mm-hmm. Their heads dropped real quick.
Yeah, so the thing is, what I realised, obviously, like I said on the phone, I realised as soon as we put pressure on them, they didn't really know how to react to that. It was almost like, you know, they were too used to being comfortable, should we say, because in the first half it was way too easy. They should have been about 5-0 at half time, realistically. But
do you really think that?
Oh, 100%. It was shocking. Slugs made his pulled out 2 saves out, you know, from behind. I don't understand.
There was a couple of great saves from Sluga in that.
All right, he made a couple of them look very sort of like dramatic, but one of them especially was a great save. I think he flicked it over the bar, he flapped across it. But anyway,
oh yes, yeah, I remember that one.
And potentially, obviously, one for me shouldn't have stood. Was a fan of the goalkeeper, but obviously we'll get into that. But no, I mean, it could have easily been 5-0. I mean, at the back, I mean, we pissed about on the ball too much. It was, you know, it's just too much dilly-dally, wasn't it? Like you say, showing respect and not doing anything with it, getting the ball, hoofing it clear, or going long to no one. That's all it was.
And we were unchanged from the 11 that beat Peterborough last weekend. Sluga, Briosho, Naismith and Bell, the back four and the keeper. And we're looking at this situation again where, to be fair, Osho's had a good couple of games, you know, for a first time in a Luton shirt. And I thought he looked good again at the weekend. Naismith, on the other hand, I just think, I don't know, I was disappointed with the own goal, and it happened last time we came to West Brom. So it's kind of like we're just giving them a head start. But these are the type of goals last week or a couple of weeks on the podcast, I said, if we want to kick on this year, we got to eradicate these goals. And I don't know, it's like Nathan Jones said, we haven't had anyone there just to go and head the ball out. It's pretty basic, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
You'd like to think if your established centre-halves are in, or centre-back, sorry, they would absolutely nail that and push it away. I just can't explain it. And to score an own goal in that way, that's just like 5 minutes in.
Long punt in the box, wasn't it?
It was just a long punt. He just header it up, but header it the way that he did, and beat Sluga hands down.
Yeah, lads, quick question. Sorry, before you carry on, Dave. Was there a bit of wind? I see the rain coming down. Was there a bit of wind or not?
I didn't feel
it.
Well,
there's a few things I see when the ball's going in the box. I mean, everyone was sort of losing track of the ball. I couldn't quite work it out. I don't know if there was wind or I don't know if it was shit defending personally.
No. You can't give anything to the weather for that goal at all.
No, yeah, I'm trying to say that.
I know what you're trying to say, but no, you can't. He mistimed his jump. He didn't head it right. And Nathan Jones said it. If you don't defend that from the first ball and foot it away, then that's ridiculous. He's your centre back. He should be able to do that. Sometimes it's unfortunate. It goes in, and it's just not the start we wanted. And maybe if we'd have been a clean sheet for 10, 15 minutes, the game would have developed differently.
It puts the early nerves in, doesn't it? Really.
Oh, absolutely.
You think, was it 4 minutes and so many seconds?
Yeah, it was a crazy goal, and it was so disappointing because we weren't in that first 5 minutes. We just didn't get the ball, did we? Didn't do anything.
To be honest, we didn't get the ball for about the first sort of like half of the first hour of the game because I can tell you what was. I watched it back today, and all right, it wasn't like you've seen a team get absolutely pumped again. Do you know what I mean? Whatever else, but it was almost like West Brom didn't sort of leave second or third gear and they still dominated us. They smothered us.
I genuinely think we just held back. We didn't put ourselves out there like we would have done, like we did against Peterborough. However,
I don't think we had the capabilities to do that because of the way West Brom may be set up or the personnel West Brom have. I don't think that allowed us to be how we were last weekend.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that. But it doesn't. There didn't seem to be that fight that we had. You know what I'm trying to say? So when we were watching the game, you're sitting there, standing or sitting there going, come on, press up, make a challenge. I know they're quick. I know they're ex-Premier players, and I know they're one of the favourites to go up. But we just didn't get fired up enough.
Yeah, that's it.
And to put your challenges in a bit earlier, to keep the ball for a bit. We didn't keep the ball at all in the first.
I thought we gave away the ball a lot of the weekend, which was kind of disappointing to see.
That was ridiculous. I mean, I think, obviously, without naming names, I think there was a couple of players in the park. You obviously know one of them is. But I think... don't look at me like Griggs. No, because you know what I'm going to say, because it's not always like I'm digging. It's not like I'm digging, but I'm going to come out and say it. Pelly was horrendous on Saturday.
People didn't perform to their abilities.
But yes, he wasn't just the only one.
It wasn't the only one. And
it was almost like, as soon as one player did it, the other player sort of thought, oh, fuck it, I'll get away with it if I do it. It was almost like no one really took responsibility or no one got on the ball, and when they were trying to play the ball, they were blind passes. They were shocking. Every single time. I think in the first half, we lost the ball about 16 times from having possession. Just simple passes or trying to turn out. Do you know what I mean? Just try and do the basics first. We weren't doing that. Kick the bloody ball for a lot longer than sort of 2 passes. We couldn't do it.
Yeah.
As soon as we get the ball, win it back. Sorry, Dave. As soon as we win the ball, it was always going back to the centre halves and it was going long to no one.
But the first goal came from a set piece, didn't it? And the second goal came from a set piece too.
Throw in, wasn't it? The first one.
Yeah, but it's still a set piece. It was a long throw, and the header was poor, and the second goal was just as poor.
Second goal was awful. Let's talk about that. It was a corner into the box. And it's just kind of, I don't even know how this has happened. I've only watched it back once, but it's just like flicked in at the far post. And it's just so bad. And it's like I said a couple of weeks ago, and I said a minute ago on the podcast, if we can just cut these silly goals out of our game, we give ourselves a chance to really do something serious this season. And I think that's what Nathan Jones stressed in his post-match was, Like, I promise you, this isn't going to happen again. Like,
they will learn. They're young players as well. The thing is, right, I'm gonna say it, I don't think much of what happened Saturday. The fact that we were 3-0 down, right, at one point, I wouldn't say getting tanked, but we were getting it given to us, you know what I mean? But there are some positives to take out of Saturday as well, at the same time.
I believe we gave them 3 goals.
No, we literally
exactly. Gave them 3 goals, right? So when you look at them, if you all look at them individually, I think we could have defended every single one of them better. Every single one. So I think we gave them too much respect, we gave them too much space, and we gave them 3 goals. And then you've got a mountain to climb, haven't you? That's the point. If we'd have gone at them from the beginning, it would have been different. 100% different.
Yeah.
I think when you look at the result overall, and I said it in the intro, is this a bit of a wake-up call just for the players and actually maybe some of the fans? Obviously, look, we're not overreacting or anything. This is literally just like, does this kind of just set in stone, actually, this is the level we're at and we're not quite where maybe some of our fans think we are or where we even want to be?
Nah, see, I wouldn't even say it's not the level we're at. I'll be honest, I think West Brom are one of the best teams in the league, and for me, they're going to win the league this year.
Not for me.
No?
No.
That's fair enough, but for me, Dave. But what I'm going to say is, what you going by Saturday's performance? Is that what you're going by?
I think.
But if you also prove that we played, in the end, we've actually done something all right in the end. Because obviously, I'll be honest.
I'll give you that. But what I'm thinking is, I don't think they're going to win the league if they carry on playing like they played against us for the last 30, 20 minutes of that game. No chance.
So
play badly and pick up points.
No, I think they thought the game was won and gave up.
See, from my point of view, right, like you say, play badly and win games, they're also going to improve massively, a huge amount. They will strengthen as well in January, let's face it. But they've got players in that team. They've got a great manager as well. They're going to do something this season. And, all right, they might not win the league or whatever, but I guarantee they'll be up there and they will smash teams. They will tank teams by more than 3 or 4 goals.
Also, let's be honest, no team just gives up.
Well, you know what? What I'm saying is I think they felt they were comfortable at 3-0.
Mm-hmm. No,
and they didn't expect us to come back because of the way that we played. We picked up the pace.
But that's a testament to us as well, also, isn't it?
I get you that. I give you that. They crumbled a bit. And in the past, West Brom have done that before. They've done that in the Premier League. They've been well in front of games and lost or drawn or last minute drawn. And I, as you said earlier, another 10 minutes in that game, I think we could have got another goal.
Yeah.
Right? So, how do you judge our performance on that one? Well, the first 60 minutes, we were crap. And then the 30 minutes, we were pretty decent.
But also, we're still a team. We're still a fresh, raw team, put it at that as well. Whereas we've got young players, obviously, we're still trying to, get them together, trying to get them to gel more so, should we say. Because obviously, let's face it, they've only played, 5 games together now? 6 games, probably, if that. Obviously, with pre-seasons as well. But look, West Brom have had a team there. They've got a team. I know what you're saying, obviously, about maybe whether they win the league or don't win the league. That doesn't matter. But from our point of view, they've got players in there that have played together last season. Most of that team was in the Premier League. And in the end, all right, they got relegated. But they weren't getting smashed either. They were holding their own for certain parts of it, especially towards the back end of the season. Shall I say?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. They didn't overly impress me. I thought maybe I was judging it by our performance rather than their performance, because I thought we could have really beaten them. That's how I felt about it. If we'd have really stepped up our game, we had it there. We could have given a better game.
And I agree. But unfortunately, from our point of view, we were shocking. And I'll be honest, even however well we played in the last, let's face it, probably 20 minutes, plus the added time as well, we weren't that great until probably 83 minutes onwards or whatever. Well, I didn't think anyway. But
I think the saddest thing is after the incident with the goalkeeper and Jordan, then we conceded almost immediately.
Yeah.
And I think if we'd
another shit goal as well.
It was a totally shit goal.
Should we talk about the incident, which we've already spoke about off of camera, off of the podcast, and it's been quite split, right? And there's a few Luton fans calling other Luton fans idiots on our social media for having an opinion, blah blah blah. But we did a poll on our Twitter page, O in the Town. If you want to go vote, Sam Johnstone on Jordan Clark, was it a foul? Was it not a foul? So at the moment we've had 242 votes. 58% of people have said it's a foul. 42% of people have said no foul. Jay said 58% of Luton fans are idiots. Dave, LTFC, says majority of Luton fans are idiots. What are your guys' views? Bizarre, are you an idiot?
Well, depends on the way you look at it. So what? You're saying people are saying they're an idiot for saying it's not a foul?
No, for saying it's a foul.
So people are saying it's a foul? Yeah, but that's only sort of like what, 50% of people or 57% of people?
No, he's saying...
No, the idiots are the people who think
it's a foul.
Ah, well, see, there you go. I don't think it's a foul, no. So therefore, I'm not saying they're idiots, but look, it's subjective at the end of the day. It's people's opinion. I respect that. But all I am going to say is, when you go in... Oh, excuse me, I keep coughing now because I'm bottling it. But no, basically, when you go for the ball... I've already had this conversation with you earlier, lads.
Yep.
And you win the ball first. Doesn't matter if you're a goalkeeper, a defender, whatever.
It does matter if you're a defender, though. I'm sorry to say, I need to interrupt
Dave,
you.
We'll get into that.
Okay,
Stop
here we go.
interrupting me.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? Because like you will say to me is, Dave, I'm right, you're wrong. So
No,
in this
I'm not
case,
gonna say-
no,
no,
I'm
not
right,
gonna say that.
you're wrong. All right.
Okay.
But no, I just think that it's unfortunate. No one likes to see that sort of stuff, obviously, but it doesn't matter who you are. It can be Watford, Luton, but no one really wants to see that unless it's on Troy Deeney or Andre Gray. But anyway, no. For me, the keeper's got there first. He's got the ball, and it's a collision.
And
Both players have gone 100% at it, so therefore no one's pulled out of it. So therefore, whatever happens, so be it. That's what happens after.
Yeah, but if that's in the main field of play with two normal players, not goalkeeper involved, then the referee calls it.
Well,
Would you not agree with that? So if you make a challenge and take someone out and you follow through and you take someone out, you've seen people booked and sent off for that in the past. I'm not saying it was intentional. I'm not saying he didn't win the ball. I'm saying that he literally took out our player. And at the time, and from the angle I was sitting at, it looked horrendous. And I think goalkeepers get too much protection.
but maybe protection the other way though. If they're getting fouled, maybe not if they're.
How many times have you seen a goalkeeper fall over the next?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying though. The other way, maybe, for example, from this point of view, it was sort of like he was attacking the ball, which he got for me, and he got the ball.
And then he needs someone in the face.
But unfortunately, that's football.
Why are they allowed to lead? Why are they allowed to lead with their feet and their knees?
But Dave, you jump. You show me a jumping motion right now. I'd love to see it.
I can't jump, mate. I'm nearly 60 years old.
When
I can't
you jump, you put your knees up to jump as well. Also, he was going for the punch. You've also got to protect yourself as a goalkeeper.
If you're going with the punch, you've got arms, right? Why do you need your knees?
So what you going to... Right, hang on a minute. So what you going to do with this? Right?
Hang on a minute.
So
Here we go.
Hang on.
So
YouTube.
Come on, YouTube.
/show in the town for this, everyone.
If you're not on
You're
YouTube.
jump, right? You're jumping.
Make sure you're on camera.
Hang on a minute. Right, ready for this. You're jumping like that. You're not going to do that. You're not fucking Superman. You jump like that. It's balance. You're balancing yourself. Not like...
Right.
Not going like... Hang on a minute. Right, ready? Oh, there you go. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to get clouded.
Right. But...
You're going to get clobbered, Dave.
I think the main thing I would say, look, my input into this is, I'm not going to lie, at first viewing on the game, I thought foul. You've kind of swayed me a little bit with your opinion, but what I just don't think is fair in the game of football right now is you can raise your foot like head height and be nowhere near the player's head and it's a foul to the other team. That's
true.
And then Jordan Clark can get absolutely wiped out and lie there unconscious for 11 minutes and it's a free kick to West Brom. That's what I don't get.
Actually, it wasn't a free kick, it was a drop ball.
Oh, I thought the ref gave advantage when he...
No, I think he just gave a drop ball. And I'd also say that, we've had players sent off for trying to do overhead kicks in the box because their foot has been too close to someone's face. So
that's and if you my only thing is, what's the difference?
There is no difference.
What's the difference?
So between sort of like if you put your
if you can tackle, just forget about this incident, right? You're saying if you can tackle someone in the middle of the park and you get the ball first, but you totally wipe them out, and you maybe say you break their leg or whatever else, there's going to be no action.
All depends, isn't it, on how the studs are up. If you're going, that's when it comes.
No,
into
it doesn't mean that because the goalkeeper. Listen, there is no blame on the keeper in the end, really. When we're saying that, but if in general, if goalkeepers are overprotected in that way, and anything they can do is not a foul. Not a foul. Most of the time, the goalkeeper gets away with it.
Yes,
most
but let's stay back to this.
If that happens outside the area with two outfield players, 9 times out of 10 that player gets booked or sent off.
What happened there? No, I was like air pocket, my throat there. I was like, but yeah, I do understand what you're saying, Dave. But
I think
you're
that's
talking about outfield players comparing it to goalkeepers. When you're a goalkeeper, you also have to protect yourself as well. Jordan Clark went full steam ahead. So did Johnstone.
Why do they have to protect themselves? Against what?
Well, everyone should be protecting themselves either way.
Right. So how does an outfield player do that differently to a goalkeeper who puts his arms and his legs up?
Because it's a different movement. It's different. What's the word? Body. You know what I'm saying? The goalkeeper, body position or whatever's going to be completely different to an outfield player, because an outfield player knows he can't jump with his hands up. That's the difference. A goalkeeper can. They have use of their arms for a reason.
And they can put their leg right into someone's face or chest and get away with it.
Sorry, put their face in.
Like, you know what?
Yeah,
we just said you can't do an overhead kick and you'll get booked or sent off for it, but you can jump at a player with your leg leading and hit them in the chest, and that's okay. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that
we're saying the laws of the game are wrong. I'm not saying the goalkeeper was intentionally doing anything. What I'm saying is you're telling me that the laws of the game are wrong because that's
the laws
allowed.
of the game are wrong anyway. Yeah, I 100% would agree with that. The laws of the game are completely wrong. But from my point of view, as I'm not actually a goalkeeper. I used to play in goal, obviously, but that's not neither here nor there. That's not what I'm saying.
It's a cool story.
Shut up, you know what I'm saying anyway. But look, you can't expect a goalkeeper not to go for the ball just because it's a player running in.
I agree with that.
Right, okay, look, I'm not, obviously this sounds like I'm getting around, I'm not. At the end of the day, Jordan Clark has gone for the ball, right?
Yeah.
And Sam Johnson's also gone for the ball. Sam
Agreed.
Johnson's got there first. He's got there first.
Agreed.
So therefore, what is the...
He wiped the player out.
Yes, because that's momentum for you.
Well, okay.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand the whole...
If that's I don't, you know, if that's... I just wondered, if that's a standard tackle in any other part of the pitch, and you win the ball and totally wipe the player out, he's unconscious for 11 minutes, the referee reacts differently. 100% he will actually...
But David, you can't really compare it to like...
You have to, it's the same
No,
game.
but what I'm saying is you cannot compare it to something that we don't know. We need an example. Like, for example, we need an example. You know what I mean? But look, no, you know what I'm saying? Because look, I just don't know how to explain it because, I don't know, I'm not for football, right? Being this sport where you can't challenge like this, you can't challenge. For me,
that's what
football should be you challenge the ball however you like to, as long as your stud's not up and you're reckless and you're going straight for his throat with your bottom of your stud.
It's not like that anymore. It's not like that. It's not 1970s anymore. It's not like that anymore.
Even going back 7-8 years ago, look at the Johnstone Paint Trophy. Kevin Nichols could be sent off 3 times in that.
Yeah, but it's not the same anymore.
No, but Dave, I'm not saying it's the same. But what would you be saying, right? What would you be saying if that was the opposite way around? And Sluga, for example, had done that. That's what I'd like to know.
Well, I'd be saying he'd be lucky to stay on the pitch. That's what I would have been said.
Or yeah,
on the day where we
realistically,
where we were sitting, Bataro, I'm telling you now, if I had to make the split decision on the angle that I had on that whole incident, I would have gone, bloody hell, Sluga's going to go. That's what I would have initially. I would have totally thought that.
Yes, yeah, no, I appreciate what you're saying. I really do. At the time, from the angle you've seen it,
we had one view of it.
No, I get that. What's that? We've run over.
Yeah, I do need to move you guys on.
Oh, okay.
Let's just read some comments. Look,
we'll finish it afterwards.
We'll scrap that.
In the replies to this tweet, Daz Hatter says, as we all know, no foul was given. However, I think it should have been deemed a reckless/dangerous challenge. Ollie K says, not a foul, but the rules need to be changed to take into account dangerous play. Steve says, Law 12, a tackle or challenge which endangers the safety of an opponent is serious foul play, which is a red card offence.
There you go.
And Trace, she says, not a foul, but dangerous as hell.
Absolutely.
Sorry, what is endangering an opponent? I'll tell you what endangering an opponent is, right? Endangering an opponent is going up for a header every single time you go up for a header and you win the ball and they mistime their jump. That's putting an opponent in danger. For example, David or Luke, if I went for a header with you two, right?
You'd win it.
Well, obviously I'd win it, clearly, because I'm a lot fatter than you, like, anyway, for starters, because you wouldn't be able to get around my bulk. But what I'm saying is, if you mistime the leap, you went early or went late, and I got underneath you or whatever, and as I was like the impact of I've come across the ball, I've headed it fairly, and my impact took me then into you, and I've smashed into your head as you're coming down. It's not a foul. It's not endangering an opponent.
It is.
It's not. It's not though. It's not though. No,
okay, well, let's
be serious. It's not though, is it?
He need him in the head. He need him in the head.
Okay, let's.
I think. Well, I'm not going to
I've lowered the mics. Let's get your opinion. Owen the Town on Twitter. I've had to close these two off for a second. Owen the Town, go and join the debate. Team Dave, Team Bataro. There we go. Which one are you? Let's talk about Luton's 2 goals before we move on, because we are massively overshooting this.
Couple of minutes, all right. Oh, I just won 58 quid.
Well done, mate. Well done. Well done. Cornick scored again, 2-2 for him. If he can keep up this form, then that would be absolutely brilliant. Campbell did well, charging down that clearance. It found its way to Cornick, and he's tucked that away beautifully, hasn't he?
Do you know what? When we were there and watching the game, I didn't realise it was just a charge down of a clearance, and it was, he did really well to charge that down. And Cornick was right place, right time, slotted in. I think 3-1. It gives something to cheer about. Then I didn't realise how long we had left after that. Quite a lot of time.
But when Pelly
he reacted
scored,
well, yeah.
Pelly again, right place, right time. He tucks it in after Cornick did well again.
Can we just say as well, before people start moaning that Cornick should have finished that first time, he did nothing wrong there. It was a great block as he managed to squeeze it through the defence, and
I just thought it was a great goal.
Yeah,
it was opportunism, but you know what the other thing is, that when we went 3-0 down, and we didn't talk about the West Brom third goal because that was shocking.
We haven't, have we, actually?
That was a shocking defending. And it
really?
was...
I think it was as bad as the first two.
Oh no, bloody hell, you need to see it. Naismith was so far away from him.
Challenge, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we gave the ball away as well, didn't we? I think.
Yeah, and Naismith...
I think it was.
I mean, he had time to... Do you know what? Whoever scored... I can't even remember who scored for them, but...
Carlin Grant, yeah.
He had time to... He could have swiveled 3 times around and not been bloody tackled.
Naismith got the wrong side of him. He was nowhere near him.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
So, given that we've literally given them 3 goals. Yeah. And then
they would argue they gave us 2, though.
Nah. We stepped up for 2.
2? All 3 of them were given.
No, I'm saying they would say that they gave us 2 goals as well.
No, he didn't.
Right.
No, he didn't. We worked for them harder. That's what I'm telling you now. And as a Luton fan, everyone would agree with me. Thank you very much.
Thought you went by.
So no, Cornick's was a good goal. Pelly. We just took our chances when we stepped up. The last 20 minutes, we were the better team on that pitch, 100%.
Do you know what?
Thanks, Bataro.
Yeah. Like I say about the goals, right? I thought this earlier, and obviously I haven't said it, but yeah, there were shit goals all round from both teams. They were terrible goals, all terrible goals. They were. From our point of view, you can say great closing down and whatever else, but from everyone's point of view, from a neutral, if you want to look at it that way, all terrible goals.
Okay. Sorry, we're going to have to move on. Pelly played his 300th game for the club.
Well done.
His first game, FA Trophy away at Staines and a 0-0 draw. Producer Jacob says here in the running order. Pelly's 300th game away at West Brom. What journey he's had, though. Look, Batara, I know we've had our stuff on the podcast with Pell, but it's phenomenal to get 300 games for a football club, especially nowadays.
100%. I'm just glad, to be honest, I'm just happy that he's made his 300th appearance, because it was kind of bugging me that he kind of left in the summer on 295 or whatever it was, and he came back, obviously, after his negotiation breakdowns with other clubs and whatever else, but to get him over the 300 mark is great. And look, I'm not going to sit, you can sit and go, oh yeah, Batari, you always have a little dig about me, he's saying things, but it's not that, I always say it's nothing against Pelly, it's just sometimes, but no, let's not focus on that. Focus on that. We'll focus on what he's achieved at the club.
It's a massive achievement.
Promotions and 300, and this day and age, like you say, that is phenomenal. Great. That's the kind of thing you want to see. When I see that even at Premier League level, say, oh yeah, they've been at this club since they were like the age of 16, and Mark Noble, for example, at West Ham, quality. If we can do that with Pelly, bit different. Obviously, he's a bit older when he joined, but you know what I'm saying?
Then we are on for a treat.
You can't say anything but well done for staying with us that long and playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's had some cracking games. He's had some poor games, but he's had, he's a Luton player, and he's been Luton for 300 games. That's amazing.
Luton in his blood.
He does deserve a round of applause, in all fairness. You know what I mean? So,
good luck.
Well done, pal.
In a sec, we'll look at Elijah Adebayo, how well he did at the weekend, or how much he struggled to get into the game on Saturday. We'll get to that right after this message from our lovely sponsors, Manscaped. Well, today's podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They've just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0, all across Europe. Yeah, you heard that right. The 4.0. You can join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code OWhenTheTown at the checkout of manscaped.com. Batara, you've shaved your balls before, mate. You need to cut yourself, ain't you?
That's very rude, but yeah. No, you're right though, man. I mean, you've probably watched me a few times.
So thanks so much to Manscaped. They did send us the Lawnmower 4.0. I've got it right here. This thing is actually really, really good. It's got a nice little LED light, which means you can see... you can even hear it. Oh, God. But yeah, really, really, really good this. And you know what, right? There has been a few times, I'm not going to lie, where I've done it in the past, and when you catch yourself, it's sore. It's not fun. And it makes you nervous when you do it. But this takes away all them nerves. I know it sounds like you're making up, but it actually takes away all them nerves.
Greg, can I just say, mate, it's a good job it's got a little LED light as well. Because you don't need much power for your little side, do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. Anyway, this upgraded trimmer includes a multi-function on-off switch that can engage a travel lock. It also gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave, like that. There you go. The Lawnmower 4.0 even allows you to customize your trim for additional guide lengths with sizes 1 to 4. It also has a lovely new wireless charging system that uses electromagnetic induction, which can help battery length last longer. It's waterproof as well. It's literally everything you want. It's really easy to use. It's simple. It glides. It doesn't cut you, and honestly makes you a lot more confident. Dave, you're not saying a lot, mate. I know it's weird talking about this with your dad, but it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit too much information, but I do have my own one, so I'll give it a go later.
Okay, that's too much information. Way too much information. Well, either way, it's it's really good. I think my girlfriend Amber agrees as well. So,
what?
Well, you can go and get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com by using the code OWhenTheTown. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Manscaped, for sponsoring our podcasts. We also have a bit of a giveaway to do this week, which I'm really quite excited about. The Graphic Bomb got in touch with us on Twitter, and they were like, look, do you want to give away an A3 version and an A4 version of this print? On YouTube, you can see it now on the screen. I love the way you looked at the camera then. You can see it now on the screen on YouTube. And if you're listening, if you just head over to Owen the Town's Twitter page, producer Jacob's going to take this lovely photo and he's going to put it up with how you can win. But basically, the way you can win this, we've got an A4 and an A3 poster to give away. And the Graphic Bomb have said, you have to guess correctly how many pints Batari drinks at the next game. Can I enter? Or am I not allowed to enter?
No, you can't.
You're not allowed to enter.
Because I'm going to be with you on match day, so I'll be buying the beers. Anybody want some extra information, let me know.
So go find a tweet. Producer Jacob's going to put it up and have a guess. How many pints will Batari drink on Saturday? Also, sorry, before we move on again, but last week on the podcast, you always said how many pints do you reckon Luke's going to drink at Stevenage in West Brom?
Yes, go on.
Do you want to have a guess how many did?
Go on, have a guess, because I know.
The thing is, right, is it pints or is it bottles as well? Because the thing is, how many drinks or how many pints?
A bottle is not a pint, is it?
And that's what I'm saying, how many bottles or how many pints?
Okay, how many beers did I have?
How many beers did he have? But that'll make him sound, to be fair, that'll make him sound really good. So bottles are not pints. Okay.
No, that means definitely drunk bottles then. Oh, I can't drink a full pint, I have a bottle.
At the Vine, I can tell you that Luke had 2.
Look, guess
so right, you've just told me that's probably half his daily drinking ability. So 4.
No,
actually, no. You said you had a headache. 5. Hangover, definitely 5.
Well, let me just tell you, I had. I'm sad to say, I had 7.
That's not sad to say, Dave.
That's what I had, and I'm a lightweight, so
7.
I'm the biggest lightweight.
One day.
Yeah.
In one day.
I had a headache in the evening. I'm a lightweight.
7. Was that Stevenage as well? Both combined.
Oh no, because it's Stevenage.
I had 3 at Stevenage.
Did you?
Yes. Did you?
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Do you?
Right.
I did. Thank you.
Mate, we was all drinking on the way up there.
Well, you have to drink to forget that Stevenage game. Let's not talk about that.
I literally had like 5 small bottles of Australia.
Oh, okay. 5 small bottles. What's that?
Okay, they weren't small bottles. They were just normal bottles.
No, they were small bottles.
Obviously, my girlfriend Amber drove to the game. There was a stage where I was in the pub, and I think I just looked at her and went, I'm smashed. I'm so smashed. And I was like, I've literally had 5. I'm sorry, this is embarrassing. I've had like 5 drinks and I'm smashed. But then I'm not heavy drinking.
Yeah, anyway, so
we know exactly what it's like.
We know.
God, can you get me some water with that?
How many beers are you going to have at the weekend? That's a great competition.
And get in touch. Owen the Town on Twitter. Wait. And let's talk about Elijah Adebayo. Why did he struggle to get into the game at the weekend? Look, we've seen so much from this guy in his short career at Luton so far, and he's been so promising. But do you reckon it was a bit of a lesson for him at the weekend? Because Nathan Jones even come out in his press conference and said Cameron Jerome gave Elijah Adebayo a lesson in how to be like a proper centre forward at the weekend.
An experienced centre forward, experienced centre forward comes on because he's 30 odd years old.
Do you know what though? I just think Nathan Jones is saying that just to give him a kick up the arse. I don't think. All right, Adebayo didn't really do anything Saturday, but who did really do anything? Let's face it. It was hard for him to get into the game.
But that's what I mean. Why was it hard for him to get in the game? Was it because the centre halves for West Brom were
exactly the centre halves? Quality. Matt Clark, easily one of the best defenders in the league. I don't care what anyone says. This guy is phenomenal. And obviously, who was the other one? Not Semir Joe, was it? It was.
But they're Premier League.
Carl Bartley.
Yeah, but they're Premier League quality. They're Premier League quality, and we keep saying he's stepped up.
He's still a young boy, man. He really is.
He will learn from that. He was a bit ineffective, wasn't he?
He's playing League 2 football last year. But look, we know what Adebayo's about, sorry. The guy's phenomenal. He's fantastic. I can't say a bad word about him. And sitting here saying, why did he struggle to get into the game? He struggled because us as a collective, we were shite overall. And secondly, I'd say that what opportunity did he really have to shine? Because what I've seen, he didn't really get the ball. The ball was just lumped forward. He was the only one up there by himself, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's a
6 aerial duels won, according to producer Jacob.
But it's a striker's job. It's a striker's job like that when you're under that pressure to hold the ball up a bit, isn't it? And he couldn't do that.
Maybe if you're Giroud, yeah.
He literally couldn't do that. But when Jerome came on, he could.
Also, Jerome came on for the last 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, but he still could do it.
It's a bit easier though, do you not think? When you the momentum swung a little bit in your favour, it's a little bit easier. Whereas Adebayo was in a struggling, let's face it, he was in a very struggling, so struggling team.
I suppose as a forward, you're only as good as the service or the support you get. Look, it's a big step. That's probably the best opposition he's played.
Well, Dan says he hasn't had experience against the top side, but he will learn. Hope for more goals tomorrow and on Saturday. It's not like we're sitting here and we're slating him or anything. It's just like you said, the whole team seemed to struggle to get into the game at the weekend. And clearly for Elijah, it was coming up against 2 good centre-halves. Like you said, them 2 probably could go and play in the Premier League right now.
Mate, they're brilliant centre-halves.
And that's the thing. It's just maybe against them, it's a learning curve for Elijah, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, he's still a youngster.
And also, right, look how deep we were. If that was a Harry Cornick, for example, up top by himself, it'd be a different sort of like threat because he'd be in behind, running. With Adebayo, he wants the ball at his feet. Do you know what I'm saying? He'll move the defenders around, but when he's got no support out there and the ball's coming to him, and let's face it, when did the ball really come to him? I don't really remember at any point the ball was given to him with real quality. Go on, Elijah boy, you have the ball, see what you can do with it. And there was no support. Every time he did get near the ball, there was no support. He was just chasing lost shadows. That's all it was.
You're only as good as the support you get. I get that. And he's young, and he will get better.
This boy's going all the way.
And it's probably a bit of a wake-up call for him to thinking, actually, I've been doing really well right now. And then
that's what can give a player some drive, isn't it?
Absolutely.
This
is real now.
Train. Yeah, of course, yeah.
This is real now.
And then this comment from Phil, he says he's only just left a League 2 club playing against a just left Premier League club. Give him some slack. And it's not like we're sitting here, that's what I said, we're not slating him.
No.
It is kind of just, it's not a lie that he struggled to get into the game at the weekend. And it's literally just...
I want him to be the best striker we've ever had.
Obviously, yeah.
I want him to be that. And I want him to develop into that player. He was just a bit off the pace at the weekend.
And do you know what, Dave? I think he will become our best striker we've ever had. Or one of, maybe not best, but one of the best. Because I've always told you the boys, and I'm going to say it again, I said it about 2 minutes ago, this boy's going all the way. I promise you that he's going all the way.
Yeah, and I'm quite excited to have him in the team. And actually, the first time I ever saw him play live, because, I thought he was outstanding. So, yeah, he's going to have off days. He's going to have games when we play these better teams.
Mm-hmm.
West Brom, like you say, tipped to go up by yourself and most other people. He did well, but not against them.
Producer Jake has put some stats here. He has scored 6 goals, 6 games, 5 wins, 1 draw. We haven't lost when he scored a goal.
Well, he should have scored Saturday then, because that would have been much more fun. You know what?
Which isn't bad going, is it?
No, he's a great player. He has great potential, and this is just a check on how his progress is going. You can't expect him to be brilliant every week.
And the thing is, he sometimes might need a reality check. Even for himself, he might need that.
Yeah, Phil was right with what he said. You know, let's be honest. It's the first big team he's come up against, and you know, he didn't perform as much as he has done in the past.
Can you imagine if he scored on Saturday? Everyone's raving about it. He's worth 25 million.
He could score a hat-trick against Barnsley, and he's the best player we've had for a week, you know.
It'll be interesting to see that Barnsley game tomorrow, because they're starting on a good little bit of form. Can they continue what they did last season as well? Can we just get bounced back?
Yeah, but we love Oakwell.
We do it at the moment, don't we?
Love it, mate. It's all right.
We do. Should we get into some Instagram questions? We are going to overshoot today, but is that what you say? Overshoot?
Overshoot.
Well, if you're doing a film shoot,
overrun. We're overrunning.
You can do whatever you like.
Porno, mate.
Sorry, mate. We're overrunning.
Why do you have to mention that?
Sorry, awful.
Callum LTFC, producer Jagger sent me this one earlier. Like, should we put it in? He said, petition to ban Luke's girlfriend from games as she's cursed us.
Hey!
Yes.
Who said
She
that?
used my ticket as well.
Callum says that.
Callum.
Do you know what I'd say about that? Is she can't be a curse, because she was at Brentford Luton when Luton won 2-1 that day under Graham Jones on that Tuesday night. She was in that away end and we won, so she can't be a curse.
Was she your girlfriend then? No, so it's not a problem, is it? You know? No, we can't ban her because she's lovely to be.
And fair. Designated driver to away games. So
and she is lovely. Amber, I know you're listening. I just want to tell you that you're lovely.
Oh God,
Amber, you stole my ticket. You're never doing that again.
Harry says, should Musquay start tomorrow? Haven't had to say Fred on your Dinman today. But anyway, should Musquay start tomorrow?
Why?
Why not?
Oh, well, I'm just saying why. Why not? Do you know what? When he Stevenage, he did all right, didn't he?
I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant. Yeah. Start instead of whom?
I don't know. I don't think
Jordan
he should
Clark.
Start. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. In which case, yes. I quite like Musquay. I think the way that he played against Stevenage, he showed a bit of flair. Probably one of the better players on that night.
Yeah, don't forget we got Mendes Gomez as well.
Yeah, but you know what? When he came on again, I'm going back 2 games to the Stevenage game. I wasn't overly impressed with him that evening.
Well, no, but
so I would say he would probably start in front of him.
Can I also just say another weird thing as well?
Yeah, go for it.
I'd like to see Kyoso start and Bree.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, very weird.
Well, where are you going to play him?
Well, one at right mid and one at right back.
Kyoso at right mid.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I think solid, mate, all round. I mean, I've seen players come from right backs, play right wing or whatever. For me, Kyoso does it all. I mean, him and Bree, I'd like to see him just interchange.
I think I'd rather see Kyoso have a little go at right back instead of playing both.
But if you play like a back 3, maybe push 2 forward. You never know. We might even need like someone like Kyoso at centre back at the moment, because if Bradley Burke and Lockyer ain't back, then we might change it up, because like Andy Mr. Burgess likes to say, was it square pegs in round holes?
Yep.
And I think he's
spot on with that.
He is, yeah.
He's spot on with that.
Because it's kind of true. You can't keep filling the void with players that don't play in them positions. So.
James says, is it wrong to be more annoyed at the first half than pleased with the effort shown in the second half at West Brom?
No. Sorry. No, because you can be annoyed at the first half because you realise that given how we played the last 20 minutes of that game, if we'd have played it like that in the first half, we'd have got a result. So, it's not wrong to be more annoyed, James. Not wrong at all.
Joe says, do we need a new backup goalkeeper?
Nah.
We happy with Shea, even after the...
Yeah. He hasn't played for a long time. I'll be honest, I saw a lot of stick for Shea on...
Tuesday night after
Tuesday night, yeah, it pissed me off a little bit. I didn't like that. This guy's never put a foot wrong. Probably...
Yeah, okay, hang on
Shrewsbury
a minute.
when he put the ball down, but apart from that...
He the first goal at Stevenage, you could debate he was too far out.
It was horrendous. No, it was his mistake.
The second goal, I think,
deflection.
wicked deflection.
Yeah, it was
so
deflection.
and he couldn't get anywhere
But
near
can
the
we just
penalties.
say though, when he did play in that little stint, it was back in League One.
Yeah.
Where he took over from Steck. He was one of the best keepers we've seen. I think obviously Mark Tyler, what a man for us he was. But I think James Shea, when he stepped in, he looked
He did
solid.
a job. He did an
he's
absolute
very,
job,
very
yeah.
good. And I'll tell you what, there's some important saves back in that League One season.
Yeah,
where he
agreed.
kept us in games.
And
he
a really
probably,
nice guy as well, James.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
really nice guy.
So I think he's perfect competition to Sluga.
So the answer to Joe is no.
Mm-hmm. We have another James who said Jerome to start instead of Adebayo.
No.
I think like
Playing both?
well, that'd be
Maybe.
nice. I'm going to put it out there now. If Jerome gets on the pitch against Barnsley, he's going to score.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go. Get a little bet on it, Dave.
Be interesting to see what the team is though tomorrow night at Barnsley or tonight at Barnsley whenever you're listening to this, because obviously Clark isn't going to be able to play. So is it we're going to bring in potentially someone to come on that wing and move someone more central, or are we going to just go like maybe bring Lansbury in and play Lansbury more central?
I'll tell you, mate, Kiyos at right centre back.
Is that what you're saying?
Bree right wing back. The back three.
Interesting, mate. It'll be interesting.
And Jerome,
look,
sponsored
yeah.
by DNA Driving
There
School.
you
Just
go.
let you know.
That's probably why you're cracking on with that one.
Yeah, cracking on.
But no, look, tomorrow I just think. See, I don't know what Barnsley are like now, but we knew what they were like last season, obviously under Ishmael. But I think tomorrow it's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be 1 goal wins it tomorrow.
I'd like to go up there and make sure we get a positive result.
You boys going to Barnsley?
Well, do you know what? Do you want to go?
I've got work till 6.
Well,
So no, you're not going.
No way.
I can't get it off. But what I'm thinking is, as long as they're not listening,
Could you not just
I might
phone in and say you got COVID?
No, I'll just give some of my fob. and
Just say you
walk
got
out.
COVID.
No, Dave, I can just give some of my fob and I can just go,
I've got my second vaccination tomorrow, and then
right.
I can't get the time off work either. So
Bataro,
Oh dear.
if you change your mind, phone me early.
there's no
Yeah.
way he's going. Just ignore him. Anyway, that's all we got time for today.
I'm going to go.
Thanks so much for listening.
There you
Get us on YouTube, Owen the Town. Rate us
shit
5
now.
stars as well. No, because I'll just lower your mics like that. Get us on YouTube, Owen the Town, on socials Owen Town. Go into that competition as well, the graphic bomb. And we shall see you next week.